April 5th, 1944, southeast of Vitebsk, Soviet-German front. Roza Shanina's hands tremble as she grips the Mosin Nagant rifle. Through the 3.5x PU scope, she watches a German soldier lighting a cigarette 400 meters away. Her finger hovers over the trigger. 20 years old, 3 days on the front line, 0 confirmed kills. What she doesn't know is that the man in her crosshairs isn't just another soldier. He's Hauptmann Klaus Richter, a company commander responsible for coordinating artillery strikes that killed 47 Soviet troops in the past 72 hours. Intelligence has been hunting him for weeks. But Roza doesn't know this. She's just trying not to vomit. The kindergarten teacher from Edma village squeezes her eyes shut, breathes, opens them. The crosshairs drift left. She overcorrects right. Her spotter, Alexandra Yekimova, whispers urgently, "Roza, take the shot, any shot." The target moves. Roza panics, fires. The Mosin kicks against her shoulder. Through the scope, she sees the German drop. But wrong. He doesn't crumple forward like the training dummies. He spins sideways, clutching his neck, then collapses behind a trench wall. "I missed," Roza gasps. Her legs give way. She slides down into the trench, the rifle clattering. "I killed a man. No, I missed killing a man." Yekimova scrambles up to the firing position, scans through her own scope. Then her face goes white. "Roza, you need to see this." German soldiers are running, screaming, not advancing, retreating. An officer waves frantically. Someone fires a red flare. The entire line falls back 300 meters. "What's happening?" Roza croaks. Yekimova stares at her. "You just shot their commander, in the throat. They're pulling back to regroup." "But I aimed at the rifleman. The commander was 10 meters behind him. Your bullet must have—" "Roza, they're evacuating their command post." By evening, Soviet intelligence confirms it. Hauptmann Klaus Richter, dead. His second-in-command abandoned the position. A 2-kilometer section of the German line collapsed. Roza Shanina had missed her first target and accidentally killed the one man who could have held that entire sector. 1 year earlier, Arkhangelsk, Soviet Union. The problem facing the Red Army in 1943 was existential. After 2 years of grinding warfare, the Eastern Front had become a meat grinder. Soviet casualty rates reached 30% in some offensives. The Germans had learned to target officers, decapitate command structures, and turn tactical retreats into Soviet massacres. Traditional infantry assaults were failing. The Red Army needed precision. They needed snipers. But they had a critical shortage: men. By 1943, nearly every able-bodied Soviet male between 18 and 45 was already dead, wounded, or deployed. The manpower pool was tapped dry. Enter one radical, desperate solution: recruit women. The Soviet high command wasn't progressive. They were pragmatic. Women had flexible limbs for crawling, patience for waiting, smaller frames for concealment. And one advantage no one wanted to say aloud: they were expendable in ways the remaining male population wasn't. On May 21, 1943, the Central Women's Sniper Training School opened outside Moscow. The plan? Train 1,500 female snipers in 7 months, rush them to the front, see if they survived. The military establishment thought it was insane. General Vasily Sokolovsky told Stalin, "These are schoolgirls and factory workers. They'll freeze at first contact. This is a waste of rifles." Marshal Georgy Zhukov was more direct. "Women snipers? You're sending lambs to wolves." But desperation overruled skepticism. The school opened. Applications flooded in. One came from a kindergarten teacher in Arkhangelsk named Roza Shanina. December 1941, Arkhangelsk. Roza was 24 when the death notification arrived. Her brother Mikhail, age 19, killed during the siege of Leningrad. shot through the chest by a German sniper while bringing ammunition to the front line. She walked 13 kilometers through snow to the military commissariat. "I want to serve." The recruiting officer laughed. "You're a woman. You work with children. Go home. My brother is dead." "Many brothers are dead." "Then let me kill the men who killed him." The officer's smile faded. "Miss Shanina, warfare isn't anger. It's discipline." "Then teach me discipline." 7 rejections. Roza applied 7 times. The 8th time, in June 1943, something changed. The military commissariat received a quota. They needed women. They needed anyone. Roza was accepted to sniper school on June 22, 1943, exactly 2 years after Operation Barbarossa began. The training was brutal. Of the 1,500 women who entered the Central Women's Sniper Training School, only 1,061 graduated. The rest washed out from physical exhaustion, psychological breaks, or, in 12 cases, accidental death during live-fire exercises. Roza Shanina scored 98.5% on marksmanship tests. She could hold her breath for 90 seconds, memorize terrain maps after one viewing, calculate windage by feeling air pressure on her cheek. Her instructors recommended keeping her as an academy instructor. "She's too valuable to lose," Captain Mikhail Surkov wrote in her evaluation. "This one will save lives by training others." Roza refused. "I didn't come here to teach. I came to fight." She graduated with honors on March 24, 1944, assigned to the 184th Rifle Division, 1st Sniper Platoon. Arrived at the Vitebsk front on April 2nd. By April 5th, she still hadn't fired a shot in combat. The stakes were catastrophic. The 184th Rifle Division was preparing for Operation Bagration, the massive Soviet offensive that would liberate Belarus. But German defensive positions around Vitebsk were commanded by experienced officers who knew how to bleed Soviet assaults dry. If those commanders held their lines, Operation Bagration would fail before it began. The Red Army needed those commanders dead. They just didn't know a nervous kindergarten teacher with 3 days of combat experience would be the one to start killing them. April 3rd, 1944, forward position, 184th Rifle Division. Roza Shanina has 0 qualifications to be here. She's a kindergarten teacher. Her combat experience consists of 7 months in a training facility where the targets didn't shoot back. She's never seen a man die, never slept in a trench, never heard artillery that wasn't part of a drill. Her platoon commander, Lieutenant Anton Vishnevsky, reads her file with visible disgust. "You're telling me Moscow sent me a kindergarten teacher?" Senior Sergeant Shanina graduated top of her class. Her spotter, Yekimova, interjects. "She can hit a helmet at 600 meters." "Can she hit a helmet that's trying to kill her?" Vishnevsky snaps. "This isn't a shooting range. This is Vitebsk. The Germans have counter-snipers who eat girls like you for breakfast." Roza says nothing. She's learned that speaking makes it worse. Vishnevsky throws the file on his desk. "You know what the casualty rate is for snipers on this front? 73%. You know what it is for female snipers? We don't track it because none have lived long enough to establish a pattern." "Sir, you're a propaganda stunt. Moscow wants newspapers to write about heroic Soviet women. They don't care if you die. They just want the story." He's not entirely wrong. Of the 2,184 female snipers deployed during World War II, approximately 2,000 will be dead or missing by war's end. The survival rate, 20%. But what Vishnevsky doesn't see, what nobody sees, is the thing that makes Roza different. 2 months earlier, Sniper Academy. The psychology instructor, Major Nikolai Petrov, gives the final lecture before graduation. "You will hesitate. Every sniper hesitates before their first kill. It's human. The Germans know this. They train their soldiers to spot first-time shooters by reading body language, scope wobble, shallow breathing, delayed trigger pull. If they identify you as inexperienced, they will hunt you. A student raises her hand. How do you not hesitate? You don't, Petrov says. You just accept that you will, and you prepare for what comes after. After class, Roza approaches him. Sir, what if hesitation makes me miss? Petrov studies her. Then you reload and shoot again. What if missing gets someone killed? Then you live with it, or you don't live at all. That night, Roza writes in her diary, I'm afraid I will hesitate. I'm afraid I will miss. But most of all, I'm afraid I will hit, and it won't matter. April 5th, 1944, 05:30 hours. Vishnevsky assigns her to watch Sector 7, a quiet zone where even a kindergarten teacher can't screw up. The mission: observe German movement. Do not engage unless fired upon. Report anything unusual. Roza and Yekimova crawl 200 meters to a concealed position. Wait. Watch. At 0847, a German soldier appears, lights a cigarette, stands exposed. Yekimova whispers, This is it. This is your shot. Roza's hands shake. I'm not ready. You'll never be ready. Take the shot. Roza aims. Her finger touches the trigger, and everything she's been taught evaporates like morning mist. April 5th, 1944, 08:48 hours. Through the PU scope, the world shrinks to a 3-meter circle. The German soldier is young, maybe 22, blonde hair visible under his helmet. He's smiling, actually smiling, as he lights the cigarette, probably telling a joke to someone Roza can't see. Her academy instructor's voice echoes, The target is not a person, it's a threat. Eliminate the threat. But the threat has blonde hair and a smile. And in 4 seconds, Roza is going to erase both. She exhales slowly, the way they taught her. Finger pressure on the trigger. Steady, steady. The German moves. Roza panics, jerks the trigger. The Mosin Nagant kicks. The gunshot cracks across the field. The German soldier staggers, but sideways, not forward. He spins, clutching his neck, disappears behind a trench wall. Roza's vision tunnels. I missed. I killed. No, I missed. Her legs collapse. She slides down into the trench, breath coming in gasps. The rifle falls from her hands. Yekimova scrambles up, presses her eye to the spotter scope. Roza, I missed. I aimed center mass, and I missed. Roza, look. She doesn't want to look. Doesn't want to see the German soldier standing there, laughing at the kindergarten teacher who can't shoot straight. But Yekimova grabs her head, forces her to the scope. The German line is chaos. Soldiers running, officers shouting. A Kübelwagen tears down the road, engines screaming, men diving into trenches. Someone fires a red signal flare. The retreat signal. What's happening? Roza whispers. Yekimova's voice shakes. The man you shot, he wasn't alone. There was someone behind him, 10 meters back. You can see the body now. Look, the officers are surrounding it. Roza looks. A gray uniform. Officer's insignia. Oak leaves on the collar. Blood pooling. You shot through the rifleman's neck, Yekimova says. The bullet kept going. Hit the man standing behind him. In the chest. Direct hit. Who was behind him? Yekimova points to the command post, where Germans are frantically packing equipment. Whoever he was, they're evacuating because he's dead. 9:23 hours, division headquarters. Lieutenant Vishnevsky storms into the forward command post, dragging Roza by her collar. Who authorized you to fire? I said, observe only. Roza stammers, Sir, there was a target. You disobeyed direct orders. A radio operator interrupts. Lieutenant, intelligence confirms. Hauptmann Klaus Richter, German company commander. Killed in action, Sector 7, Z0848 hours. Bullet through the sternum. Vishnevsky freezes. Richter? The Richter? Confirmed. Germans are pulling back 300 meters. They've abandoned 2 machine gun nests and a mortar position. Wisniewski turned slowly to Roza. You killed Klaus Richter. I was aiming at the rifleman. You killed the man we've been hunting for 6 weeks. Roza's voice breaks. It was an accident. Wisniewski stares at her. Then, quietly, don't ever say that again. The Red Army doesn't do accidents. The Red Army does miracles. He leaves. Yekimova grins. You just became a hero. Roza sits down, hands still shaking. I missed. You missed perfectly. April 7th, 1944. Divisional Command Meeting. The room erupts before Roza even sits down. This is precisely the problem. Colonel Dmitry Orlov slams a map on the table. We're basing tactical decisions on luck. This girl aimed at a private and hit a commander by pure chance. Now you want to promote her? Lieutenant Wisniewski stands. Sir, with respect, the result is what matters. The result is random. Orlov's face reddens. Tomorrow she might aim at a commander and hit a latrine. Do you want to build our offensive on kindergarten roulette? Major Anatoly Krukov, the intelligence officer, speaks quietly. Her kill changed German defensive posture in Sector 7. They've moved their command post 400 meters back. That's actionable intelligence. Intelligence we gained by accident. War is accident, Colonel. Chaos managed by discipline. She had discipline enough to take the shot. Orlov points at Roza. She disobeyed direct orders. She was told to observe. Instead, she fired. And by blind luck, luck is what commanders call skill they don't understand. Major Krukov opens a file. Her academy scores, 98.5% accuracy at 600 meters. Breath control, superior. Target acquisition time, 7.3 seconds, 4th fastest in her class. The shot wasn't luck. The target was. Colonel Orlov leans back. So you're telling me we should deploy more women snipers? I'm telling you we should deploy this woman sniper. The room goes silent. Every man in command knows the statistics. Female snipers. 75% casualty rate. Most die within 30 days. The Red Army uses them because they're expendable, not because they're effective. But Roza Shanina just killed a German company commander, and the Germans are terrified. April 8th, 1944. Intercepted German radio transmission. Soviet intelligence intercepts a Wehrmacht communication. All units, Sector 7 through 12. Enemy sniper, female, operating in forward positions. Hauptmann Richter confirmed KIA by precision fire. Exercise extreme caution. Do not expose command personnel. Recommend counter-sniper. Deployment. Major Krukov brings the transcript to Colonel Orlov. Sir, the Germans think she's a precision threat. Orlov reads it twice. They think it was precision? They don't know it was accidental. And if we don't tell them, they'll assume every female sniper is a Richter killer. That's psychological warfare. Orlov stares at the ceiling. Finally, get her in here. 9:30 hours. Colonel's office. Roza stands at attention, certain she's about to be court-martialed. Colonel Orlov studies her. Do you know why I opposed your deployment? Sir, no, sir. Because I've seen 27 female snipers die on this front. 27, most within 2 weeks. I didn't want to watch number 28. Roza swallows. Sir, but you did something those 27 didn't do. You killed a target the Germans cared about. Not a private, not a machine gunner, a commander. And now they're scared. He slides a document across the desk. This is your commendation for the Order of Glory 3rd Class. I'm approving it, not because you earned it, because the Red Army needs you to have earned it. Roza stares at the paper. I don't understand. The Germans are pulling back because they think you're lethal. If we promote you, publicize you, make you a symbol, they'll waste resources hunting you. Counter-snipers, intelligence, That's resources they're not using to kill our infantry. You want me to be bait. I want you to be effective. Bait is one kind of effective. Major Krukov speaks. The Germans believe you're dangerous. If you become dangerous, the deception becomes truth. Can you do that? Roza thinks of her brother, Mikhail, 19, dead at Leningrad. Yes, sir. Colonel Orlov signs the commendation. Then you're no longer an accident. You're a weapon. Start acting like one. If you're finding this story as incredible as we did, hit that subscribe button. This is the Last Words channel, where we uncover the true stories behind history's most unbelievable moments. Ring the notification bell, because what happens next will blow your mind. April 15th, 1944. Sniper Training Revision. They give Roza 2 weeks to transform from accidental killer to intentional one. Master Sergeant Boris Lebedev, the division's senior sniper instructor, doesn't sugarcoat it. You got lucky once. The Germans won't give you a second chance. They now know your position, your platoon, probably your name. There's a counter sniper out there who's already studying how you shoot. Your next engagement, you're the target. Roza nods. What do I do? Stop missing. Lebedev drills her relentlessly. Breathing exercises until her lungs burn. Trigger pulls until her finger cramps. Windage calculations until she dreams in meters per second. But the real training is psychological. Your first kill wasn't skill, Lebedev says. It was panic. You jerked the trigger. The bullet went wide, and fate handed you a commander. Fate won't be that generous again. So we're going to teach you something the Academy didn't. How to miss on purpose. Roza blinks. Miss on purpose? Doublets. 2 shots, rapid succession. First shot draws enemy fire, reveals their position. Second shot kills them while they're exposed. The first shot isn't a miss, it's a setup. Over 6 days, Roza fires 847 practice rounds. Her shoulder bruises purple. Her fingers bleed from manipulating the bolt. But by April 23rd, she can put 2 rounds through a helmet-sized target at 400 meters in under 4 seconds. Lebedev watches her final qualification. You're not a kindergarten teacher anymore. What am I? Dangerous. April 22nd, 1944. Combat test. Sector 9. German forces have reinforced their lines after Richter's death. They've deployed 3 counter-sniper teams specifically hunting Soviet shooters. Intelligence reports they're offering a bounty, 500 Reichsmarks, for the Vitebsk Ghost, their nickname for the sniper who killed Richter. Roza doesn't know they mean her. At 0612 hours, she and Yekimova take position in a bombed-out farmhouse. Mission: eliminate a German spotter team coordinating artillery strikes. Through the scope, Roza sees 2 targets. Range, 380 meters. Wind, 4 km H left to right. Both targets partially concealed. Yekimova whispers, the one on the left is the spotter. Radio antenna on his back. He's the priority. Roza aims. Her hands are steady now. Breath control automatic. She's about to fire when... Movement. A 3rd German emerges from a bunker. Officer's insignia. He approaches the spotter, pointing at a map. Yekimova hisses, new target, officer. That's the forward observer. He's calling the artillery strikes. Roza adjusts, lines up the shot. The officer stands still, studying the map. She fires. The officer drops. Clean hit, center mass. But Roza doesn't stop. She chambers a 2nd round, Lebedev's doublet training, and fires at the spotter, who's turned toward the sound. The spotter falls. 2 shots, 2.8 seconds apart, 2 kills. Yekimova stares. You just doubled your kill count. German artillery opens up 30 seconds later, shells screaming into their position. But Roza and Yekimova are already gone, crawling through evacuation routes they pre-scouted. April 25th, 1944. Intercepted German report. Soviet intelligence decrypts another Wehrmacht transmission. Vitebsk Ghost confirmed active. 2 kills, Sector 9. Recommend immediate counter-sniper deployment. Subject demonstrates advanced training inconsistent with reported profile. Revised threat assessment to critical. Major Krukov shows the report to Colonel Orlov. They think she's special forces. Orlov almost smiles. She thinks she's a kindergarten teacher who got lucky twice. Should we tell her the Germans are hunting her specifically? No. Fear makes snipers hesitate. Let her believe she's just doing her job. May 3rd, 1944. The doublet that made her famous. By early May, Roza's confirmed kill count reaches 17, but one engagement cements her reputation. A German machine gun nest has pinned down a Soviet rifle company for 6 hours. Casualties: 41 dead, 72 wounded. The machine gun crew is professional. They fire in disciplined bursts, never expose themselves for more than 2 seconds, operate from a reinforced position. Battalion command asks if any sniper can eliminate them. Vishnevsky volunteers Roza. She studies the position for 90 minutes. The machine gun crew has 2 gunners who alternate every 7 minutes. The reload window, 3.2 seconds. Barely enough time for 1 shot. Yekimova whispers, "You can't get both in 1 reload window. I don't need to get both. I need to get 1 and make the second panic." At 15:47 hours, the gunners switch positions. Roza fires. The first gunner drops, bullet through the skull. She chambers around, bolt action smooth as water, and fires again. The second gunner, startled, stands up to see what happened. Roza's second bullet hits him in the chest. 2 kills, 2.1 seconds apart. The machine gun nest falls silent. The Soviet rifle company advances. 73 soldiers survive who would have died. One of them, Lieutenant Pyotr Volkov, writes a letter to his wife that night. "Today, a woman saved my life. I never saw her, never learned her name. I only heard the shots, 2 cracks, so close together they sounded like one. The machine gun that was killing us went quiet. We advanced and found 2 Germans dead. Someone said a female sniper did it. I want to find her after the war. I want to tell her, because of you, I'm coming home. Because of you, 73 men are coming home." June 9th, 1944. Front page of Unichtojim Vraga. Destroy the enemy. Roza's photograph appears on the front page. The headline, "The Kindergarten Teacher Who Became Death." The article details her kills. 39 confirmed. Her technique, doublets so fast they sound like single shots. Her nickname among Soviet troops, Two-Shot Shanina. What the article doesn't mention, the Germans now have 8 counter-sniper teams hunting her. The bounty on her head has increased to 2,000 Reichsmarks, or that her expected lifespan, according to Soviet actuarial tables, is 11 more days. June 13th, 1944. German perspective. Unteroffizier Hans Becker, a Wehrmacht sniper, writes in his diary, "We've been hunting the woman for 6 weeks. No one has seen her face. No one knows her position until after she's killed. She shoots twice, always twice, and disappears. The men call her Doppelschuss, double shot. They're more afraid of her than Russian artillery. At least artillery you can hear coming." Another entry, June 18th. "Lost Meyer today. Double shot got him. 2 bullets, maybe 2 seconds apart. We thought the first shot missed. It didn't. It was bait. Meyer moved and the second bullet found him. She's not lucky. She's hunting us." This story gets even more intense. But first, have you subscribed yet? This is the kind of history they don't teach in schools. Hit that like button if you're as stunned as we are. Drop a comment telling us, would you have the courage to take that first shot? Let's find out what happened next. July 1944. The liberation of Vilnius. During the Battle of Vilnius, Roza Shanina achieves what will become her most documented feat: 12 confirmed kills in 5 days. The Germans retreat from the city on July 13, 1944, their defensive line shattered by precision sniper fire that eliminated 3 forward observers, 2 platoon leaders, and 7 machine gun crews. Her final confirmed kill count: 59 enemy soldiers, 36 via doublets. But it's what happens in January 1945 that defines her legacy. January 27, 1945. East Prussian Offensive. By late January, Roza is 20 years old and exhausted. She survived 9 months of combat, 8 months longer than the average female sniper. Her hands shake. She has nightmares. Her diary entry from January 24th reads, "I want to see spring again. I want to teach children again, but something pulls me to the front, some unknown force." On January 27th, her unit comes under heavy German artillery fire. An officer, Lieutenant Mikhail Zimakov, is hit by shrapnel. His leg shattered. He's bleeding out in an exposed position. Roza doesn't hesitate. She runs into the open, grabs Zimakov, and drags him toward cover. A shell fragment tears through her abdomen. She shields Zimakov's body with her own as more shells land. 2 soldiers reach them, pull them both to safety. But Roza's wounds are catastrophic. Her chest torn open, intestines exposed. She dies 28 hours later on January 28, 1945, in a field hospital near Richau. Her last words, according to nurse Yekaterina Radkina: "Did he live? The officer? Did he live?" Radkina nods, lying. "He lived, because of you." Roza smiles, then closes her eyes. Lieutenant Zimakov actually did survive. He lived until 1998. Every January 28th, he visited Roza's grave in Znamensk and left a single white rose. Post-war. The Soviet Union awarded Roza Shanina the Order of Glory, 3rd and 2nd class, the Medal for Courage. She became the first female sniper of the 3rd Belarusian Front to receive military honors. But for decades, her story was suppressed. Soviet policy preferred male heroes. Female snipers complicated the narrative of masculine military might. It wasn't until 1965, 20 years after her death, that her war diary was published. The Soviet people finally learned about the kindergarten teacher who became one of the war's deadliest snipers. Modern legacy. Today, streets in Arkhangelsk, Shangali, and Stroyevskoye bear her name. The school she attended has a commemorative plaque. Annual shooting competitions award the Roza Shanina Prize. But perhaps the most fitting tribute comes from a letter written in 1971 by Pyotr Volkov, the lieutenant whose life she saved at the machine gun nest, to Roza's mother. "I never met your daughter, but I'm alive because of her. My children exist because of her. I've spent 26 years wondering, what do you say to the ghost who saved your life? How do you thank someone who traded their future for yours? I cannot repay her. I can only remember, and teach my children to remember. The kindergarten teacher who missed her target and accidentally changed the course of a war." The moral lesson. Roza Shanina's first shot was panicked, imperfect, accidental. The target she missed was anonymous. The commander she killed was infamous. History remembers her not for precision, but for courage. The courage to fire when her hands shook, to aim when her vision blurred, to fight when every instinct screamed to flee. She was trained to hit targets. She learned to hit history. And sometimes, the most important shot you'll ever take is the one where you miss everything you aimed at and hit everything that matters. Roza Shanina, April 3rd, 1924, January 28th, 1945, 59 confirmed kills. 75% of female Soviet snipers died in combat. She was one of the 25% who became legends.